Hey friends, today I'm going to talk about something that I had actually suggested through my Instagram story and you guys voted, and it was actually like 100%. I think only 30 people responded, but 30 is better than 0. So I'm going to be talking about poetry slams in Chicago and the difference between an open mic and a poetry slam. I posted the suggestion right after I'd gone home on Sunday from Greenmill because I am someone that likes to participate in poetry slams and open mics. And on Sunday, I had actually won my first poetry slam at Greenmill, and I was very surprised. But it's funny because I started off my poetry career at an open mic. So I thought I could tell you what I know about poetry slams in the Chicago scene. So, the difference between a poetry slam and an open mic is this. Open mics are beginner, intermediate, like there's no bracket for age or skill. Open mic, you usually don't feel like there's any sort of competition or anything like that. Open mic is really just come as you are, do your thing, and off you go. Now, with poetry slams, it's a different gamut. You are usually with the top tier of people that know their shit when it comes to poetry. 2, you get judged. Like scale of 1 to 10, like there's judges in the audience that will judge you and come up with a score, and that is how you guys rank. And 3, for poetry slams, at least the ones I've attended, there is a cash prize at the end of it, which is different. Also with poetry slams that I have been to, you don't know the order until you get there. You cannot put your name in ahead of time. Like, it's like you show up, you put your name in, and that's it. Whereas poetry open mics, you can email ahead and be like, hey, like, I'm interested in, in the poetry slam or the poetry open mics that I've attended and been a part of. I've gotten like a lineup and like where I fall in the like lineup list, I suppose. Whereas with poetry slams, you have no idea. Open mics are definitely for someone that is just trying to get their foot in, someone that is shy, someone that doesn't really know how they're going to perform in front of a room full of people, because with anything, it's very different if you're doing it in between or in front of 1 or 2 people, or if you're reading it to yourself. Obviously, it's going to be way different if you are in a room full of people. Poetry open mics are also a lot more receptive if you go over time, or if you're just a little more nervous. Whereas poetry slams, people will start snapping if you hit the 3-minute mark. People will let you know politely if they're not really digging what you're throwing down. Whereas open mics, people don't really care. They're just like, yes, you got up there, you did your thing. Slams are a little different. Now, with open mics, I participated in my first one 2 summers ago over at Collectivo Coffee in Logan Square. It's the Logan Square location, not the Andersonville location, or, I don't know, they have like a few different locations. The one that I just got bangs, and I don't really know how to deal with them. But the Logan Square location is where I was participating, and that is one that you could you had to email ahead to a guy named Chris, and you had to say that, hey, I want to participate in the open mic. I am a poet, because there are some people that did spoken word musical things. Some people had guitars and were like acoustic and performers, like there are different things in an open mic. So with Collectivo Coffee, you would email, put your name in ahead. Sometimes they'd be like, you can be on standby if someone doesn't show up, or sometimes you just didn't get to make it in that month. That was once a month on like a Tuesday, and you showed up, and it was a coffee shop, and people were primarily there for coffee, and they just happened to walk in on a open mic. So the venue was not especially like marked off for that. Also, there was not a cover to get in to poetry, like open mics. They're just like, hey, like if you guys are here, come listen to like what's going on. It was also a lot more zen. When I went to Colectivo Coffee, you also, if you're performing, you got like one free beverage because you're performing. And you knew when your set was up. It was also very, very small. Like, there could be like 5 people in there and you'd still do it. But it was good. It was a really good opener to the world of poetry and performance. I think it's a whole different thing, but I can get on it in a second. Let's switch over to Green Mill. Green Mill, I had gone as a spectator on a date. The first time I'd ever gone. My date knew that I was very into poetry and stuff like that, and she was like, hey, like, let's go check this out. So we did, and I went, and I was, oh my god, I was so just turned on by the passion that people had and just the artistry of everything that they were doing. Now, if you're familiar with the Green Mill Cocktail Lounge in Chicago, you know that it is a jazz club. And with that, they don't skip on the jazz aspect with poetry slams because, unlike an open mic, the jazz band actually plays with you if you want. So let me run you through this really quick. The first time I decided that I wanted to participate, I got there at 6 o'clock, even though it doesn't start until 7:30, and I said, hey, can I put my name in for the poetry slam? I said this on my first time, and unfortunately, they're like, no, it's actually the winter championship round. Therefore, like, they had people coming back that had won various rounds, and so I couldn't. But they said I could participate in the open mic, and that was more than okay with me. So I put my name in. I got there second, but I didn't perform until 7th. So there's no guarantee on when you're going to go, and you really don't know that you're going to perform until they call your name up. So if you're someone that doesn't like not knowing when you're performing or when you're getting up there, it's kind of nerve-wracking. For me, I loved it. I loved waiting to see if like my name was going to be called or anything like that. Green Mill is especially great because it is the cornerstone of slam poetry. Like, I'm pretty sure, I mean, they sing it in the song every damn time, but the creator of Green Mill's Poetry Slam went to UFC. He kind of originated poetry slams in Chicago, and other states have since copied what he's doing, and it's great. The creator is an older gentleman. He is so sarcastic, so sweet. I was actually a little bit afraid of him. But the last time I went, he remembered me, and since I won this round, or my first round, he was very, like, great to see you again, congrats, you know, he's very kind. He's very sarcastic, so if you are someone that doesn't do well with sarcasm, or you're a little more sensitive, I don't know how you're going to do. But anyways, so when you get to Green Mill, you put your name in, and there's an open mic set, which is for people that don't want to be judged. There's people that don't want to necessarily be timed, but you are being timed, but you're not directly being timed. And people can go and do whatever they want. I will tell you too, people that go to Green Mill, even if they're just open mic, they are skilled. They are UFC grads, Loyola grads, like very well versed in poetry. The caliber of poets that are there kind of blows your mind. And for me, I was like, shit, I don't think I'm qualified. So open mic goes, and then they do a little bit of a break, and then they'll come around and they do the slam. In the slam, they pick different people in the audience to be judged, and they give them a stack of napkins to write their scores, and they can give you a score from -infinity to 10 with decimals because they don't want ties. When I had gone, I was selected to be a judge, which is really cool because they asked me a little bit about myself. They asked me what I do, and they asked me why I make a good judge. Even though they selected me, I didn't ask to be a judge, which is very cool. So yeah, they give you the rundown. If you don't like something, or if something's going over 3 minutes, you start snapping. If they don't get it, you start stomping your feet. If you don't like something that someone's saying because it's like sexist or something, you can start hissing or booing. Not booing, but like, and people will get the point. They run down this in a very theatrical song. But then, yeah, you go up, and the last time on Sunday when I had gone, even though I had gotten there second again, I was the last performer to go up, and they didn't know that I was going to be the last performer until he literally had slips of paper with our names on them, and he just read them, and I was last, which actually works to my benefit because I was able to see, one, what everyone was saying and speaking about, two, how the judges were receptive to it, and three, I could listen to the scores I had to beat. Very impressive, very helpful. So I did that. And it's great because at Green Mill, they ask you get up on stage, and if you're a virgin, they say that you're a virgin, meaning you're a virgin as in you've never performed at Green Mill. You're a virgin if you've never performed anywhere other than like your bedroom. I am not a virgin, nor am I a virgin. So I went up there, and they asked me if I wanted music, and I said yes, I would like romance but fiercely independent at the same time, because I performed a poem that I had written about an ex and how I kind of grieved that relationship and saw that it was essentially what came down to it was age and growth, and I somehow worked in the word horticulturist. Now, if that doesn't impress you, then I don't know what will. But I basically made it about growth and nature and flowers and horticulture. And yeah, so I told them I wanted romance with fiercely independent vibes, and man, did they pick up on it. Yeah, it's also great because unlike a poetry open mic, people will respond to what you're saying. So one of my first couple lines is, have you ever this, have you ever that, and people will be like, yeah girl, or they're like, yeah, like they wouldn't snap in a bad way, but they would be like, they were one, listening, and two, they were vibing with what I was saying because they could relate, which was amazing. So the main difference, I suppose, is this: in open mic you don't really have a time. Two, the audience is more receptive to what you're saying because they realize that you are a beginner. Three, it's just for your own personal growth. You're not competing. You're not winning money. Four, it's a more relaxed environment. And five, you don't really need to have any sort of theatrical background. Slams are different. One, you are competing against other poets, meaning the words that you're saying, even though they might be so passionate from your heart, your words are being put against someone else's words. So, 2, you are winning money. 3, you are being judged. 4, you are being timed. And 5, it's more of a performance. Now, I am someone that when I'm judging or when I'm listening to open mics or poetry slams, I don't judge, but I look to see like who I can tell has a background in theater or public speaking. Because if you are in a poetry slam or if you're reading any sort of poetry, you are essentially a performer for 3 minutes because you're in front of a stage of people. And at Green Mill, it's also standing room only. Do you hear that? Standing room only. Once it gets filled. Although last time it was the slowest they had since Super Bowl. So I'm someone that if you were telling me that you are going to go to a poetry slam and perform, to me that indicates that you, one, have a background in public speaking or theatrics or like theater or something, because you are essentially being a performer. Written poetry is meant to be written. You're meant to read it from a book or from text. And what I noticed with my poetry slam is a lot of people weren't off book. They were on their phone, and a lot of them didn't look up at all and interact with the audience. Now, I print mine out. I don't like having my phone up there. 1, because I like to record, and 2, I think it takes away from the feel. I also handwrite my poems. Even if I type them on a computer, I handwrite the ones that I bring to Green Mill. And though I would glance down, I would remember that I'm on stage, and by the end of my poem, I was completely off book, and I was able to fully take in the moment that I was having that was spewing my heart to a room full of people and interacting with them. So, yeah. But yeah, if you are in Chicago and you're looking to either participate or just catch some poetry slams, check out Green Mill. They do it every single Sunday. The cover is $7, but that $7 goes towards the winner of the slam. If you are someone that wants to do it on a more casual basis, check out Collective Coffee in Logan Square. They do it once a month, every Tuesday, like once a month. I think it's the first Tuesday of the month. I could be wrong on that. Also, if you're interested, just shoot me a message. And then, yeah, that's about it. If you want tips or tricks on poetry slams or performances or how to mentally prepare or how to kind of create your own style, let me know, because I have also dabbled in trying to stylize my individual poetry readings and everything like that. So let me know if you want anything else to do with poetry. If not, it's cool. I appreciate you spending 15 minutes and 15 seconds with me. Bye.